Hello everybody, it's fall and I fucking hate it. I honestly hate fall, it's like the worst, but I'm here to pretend like I don't and film a fall inspired video. So I'm actually really kind of excited. I do like fall makeup. I hate being cold. Hate it. But I'm gonna film, I'm a little bit late to the game, but it's okay because it's still out. I'm gonna film with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and this is honestly the first time I've sat down and like not known what I'm gonna do. Other than I'm gonna make it look fallish, if that's a thing or a word. If you don't have the Jaclyn Hill palette, I suggest you go out and buy it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I'm just going to use like the oranges and stuff, and I have green eyes, so as you guys know I like to use oranges. Can I say that enough? No. But I'm going to take the Morphe M44, just like this, kind of tapered. And to start, I'm just going to go in with this third color, and I don't have the thing that has all the names anymore. Unfortunately, I wish I did. But I'm going to go in with the third color into my crease. I'm just going to make this really warm. But yeah, I live in Washington, as most of you probably know and are actually watching from. And it's so cold already, and I hate it. Like, I honestly hate the mornings. It takes me like an extra hour to get out of bed. It's not a joke. I've been really inspired to film lately because things are actually going really well. I made a Facebook page and I'm going to link it down below, and through that I had a couple people reach out to me, and I had like my first logo made, and that's honestly so exciting. I actually cried when it happened. From a logo, I cried. I'm literally just putting this in the crease, and I'm not making it too high, just building it up in here. I literally don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make it look good. Also, the other reason I needed to film is because I did my sister's makeup the other day. Like, I've been staying at their house for this week, and it's been a lot, but I was doing her makeup, and I'm doing her eyes, and she goes, "Wait, are you just doing my eyes?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna do your full face, but I always start with the eyes." And she goes, "No, you don't." And I was like, "Bitch, do you watch my YouTube videos? I literally almost always start with the eyes. I think I've started with my face one time on here." So I'm just honestly gonna see if she watches this or not. Sarah. I'm just going to go into the color right next to it, the fourth color, which is honestly the same thing, but like a teeny tiny bit darker. This one right here. So Jaclyn Hill was actually the first YouTuber I ever watched, and it was like 2 years ago. Like, and I didn't do makeup before then at all, and she's like the reason I started doing makeup. And I literally didn't hardly know that there was makeup YouTubers, or like that it was such a big community until like 2 years ago. It's kind of crazy. So I'm going to do the same thing with the same brush. Now I'm going to go in with this mustard color right here. I love this color. It's like her baby puke. I think it's called Pukey. That's the one that I do know. And I'm going to go with the Morphe E17. It's just really tiny. And I'm going to pack that shit in. So this one is going to be even lower. Yeah, basically life's been crazy, let me tell ya. We got a dog. I think the last time I filmed, we were like, all of what had just become a thought process, and now she's a 45-pound English Bulldog who destroys the house. Right now she's at my parents' because I've been staying there, and I snuck away to film, which was a good idea because I probably would have to put her in a kennel because she's a fucking psychopath, but I love her so much. So anyways, I'm going to keep going with this mustard color, and I'm just going to kind of pat it more and then blend it. So like, pat. And then blend. I'm going to put it on the inside too. And just kind of pat it in there. So I'm actually going to go back to the Morphe 413, the one I had right before, and go back in with the pukey color and just kind of like make it come out a little bit more, and then I'm going to clean it up. If you guys aren't from Washington, you probably think that this is milk, but it's not. It's white coffee, and you guys should get on it too. So I just got done with the pukey color, and I'm going to go into the one right next to the pukey color. So this one right here, which has just like a little bit more, I was just doing that to the mirror. This one just has like a little bit more red, earthy tones to it. And you're just going to slightly bring it out. All of this is going to get cleaned up later, so. Man, I don't know why I don't do this more often. I have so much fun filming, but it's like such a ghetto setup. It really is a ghetto setup and I love it. But it's a good start setup. People probably have much worse. And then I have Olive and Scott, and I'm like, I bring it out so I can film, like that's kind of fucked up, so I think this looks gonna look good. And then I'm kind of connecting it to the other color, but leaving the middle of my eye blank, see? And I'm gonna take the bigger brush that I had, the M433, and just like blend this out. So that way there's no harsh lines. I did a pretty good job with the little one, but if you go in with the blender, bigger brush, it's always easier to blend it out, so. In my head just now I was playing Macklemore, but out loud nothing was playing, so welcome to my life. Okay, and now I'm actually gonna stay with the smaller brush, and I'm gonna go with the color right next to that. So I'm just honestly adding up all these colors, so that way, this third one right here. So that way everything's blended together, and I just, like, that's what I love about this palette. Like, before I have plenty of single eyeshadows, and I have plenty of palettes, but this one has so many of, like, colors that you can just add and add and add and add. It's not gonna look bad. You just add and blend and add and blend, and I love that about it. And this is when I'm gonna take my wipes. I use the Almay Makeup Remover wipes because a lot of wipes make me break out and my face will literally burn, and these are the only ones I've tried that do not do that, so I love them. And I'm just cleaning up with my fingertip, like, to make the angle that I want of the makeup. And I'll do this like one more time probably towards the end, but if I do it now, then I can just kind of keep going with that angle. If you like to do your face first, you could always do this with baking powder, but I don't really like to do my face first because I don't like the fallout. And now if there's any fallout when I use the glitter, I can clean it up, like with this too. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with this fourth color. So I've literally used every single color on this row so far, this fourth one right here. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of a smaller brush. This is the Morphe E18. Put a decent amount of that, tap the excess off, and just go right along the edges. This one's going to go on the inside too. I did not put the last one on the inside because it was a little bit more brown than I wanted it to be. Now I'm going to spray my Morphe 167, which is just like a flat brush to pick up looser, like, pigmented shadows on, and the facial spray that I always use, the Marbadesco one. And I am going to go in with the gold, so this one right here is what I'm going in with. And I'm honestly not going to do a whole bunch. I'm going to put it in just the white parts of my eye that I kept white. And this is when the fallout happens. And just make sure you're pressing, oh my god, I just forgot to say that word, and not blending. Alright, so I'm going back in with my Morphe E18, and I'm going to take this, like, brickish red color. I don't know, it's kind of brickish red. I feel like the light doesn't do it justice right here. And I'm going to go in with that. Right just on, oh yeah. And then I'm just going to add my brown, and I'm going to add kind of like a darker brown. I think I'm going to take this one right here. This one. Sorry about my ugly ass nails. Someday I'll be able to afford to get that done, but right now I work for nothing, so. And this one, you're just going to, like, a teeny tiny bit at a time. And then bring it out just a little bit. Whatever product you have, you really just want to work with that. You want to try not to add too much more because it is dark, and this I still want the orange to be able to show. Okay, and then I'm going to go in one more time with my gold glitter to add a second layer and make it like pop more. I'm going to spray the same brush and go into the same gold glitter. Okay, and then I'm just going to clean everything off my wipe, and then we can move on to the face. I'm just going to clean up the entire underneath, and then if you want, you can just gently line this again to make sure you have the right angle that you want. And I'm going to go in with priming with my Hangover Toofaced primer. I think I talked about this last time. I love this stuff. I have really dry skin, and I think it's amazing for dry skin. I'm actually almost out. I need to buy a new one. But I have so many sample primers, so I feel like I could live off those for another 2 months. Does anyone else do that? Like, if I'm broke, I literally will just live off the samples I get when I buy shit from Sephora. I've been doing that and then just spraying like 2 sprays. My face routine is so different since last time. I'm actually kind of excited to film it because I think it looks a lot better. And then to just like continue with the priming step, I just spray 1 and 2. And I let that sit for a second so that way it can get tacky. Mixing foundations because like I'm not as tan as I was for my summer foundation, but I'm not as white as I was for my winter foundation. I'm mixing the two and I really love them both anyways. I use this one, I don't want to say it wrong, Josie Maran Vibrancy, which is amazing and also really expensive, but it's probably one of like the more expensive things I've bought for myself, and it's honestly worth it. Like if I wear this just alone, I get so many compliments, and I mix it with the True Match Lumi L'Oreal, which is like my favorite drugstore foundation ever. It's the best. This one is C3 Cool, and then I like the cool ones, and then this one is RG10, and this is the lightest one that you can get. Like that's literally how I always am in foundation. I'm surprised I'm not back to this color yet, but I'm not, so. And then I just do this when I'm applying it to myself. If I'm applying it to other people, I'm not like a messy little BI, but. I'm going to avoid the nose for just a second because lately, especially like, I get more freckles in the summertime and they're not all gone. And it's like my foundation doesn't cover them up, so I use the Benefit Boing foundation in like my skin tone. And this one's actually a little bit darker than my skin tone because once again it's from summer. And I put this on here first and it covers up, like I get redness and freckles and stuff like that, and it covers it all up. And then I put the foundation right over it. So it's like double coverage on my nose. And I always just wipe the excess onto my neck. And then I have a new foundation brush which I like way more than my old one, and this is the Morphe E6. I got this off of Manny MUA's recommendation on YouTube, not like, oh hey girl, why don't you try the E6? I wish. And I just pounce and blend it into my face. It's all blended out, so I'm going to go into the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick, Riley Stick. And I'm just going to carve out my cheekbone, so I just go from right here, and I kind of have like a line anyways, but if you do it just from the tip of your ear, just like that, and I put it right here on both sides of my temples, and then I do this one. And then if you want to, with this stick, you could literally take the end of it and put it on your nose, but I have a tiny ass nose anyway, and I don't really want to draw any more detail to that. And I put it right here. And I just try and make sure it's all as even as possible. Then before I blend it out, I'm going to take my concealer. I don't know where anything is right now, you guys. Ooh. It's right here. I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape, which is obviously the best concealer anyone's ever used. I'm in Fair. It's actually like pretty light for me right now because I bought this in the winter, but I just put a little tiny bit on because of how light it is. So I just do this. There you go. That's it for right now, just because of how light I am, dark I am compared to it, and like makes me look like a fucking clown. But if not, I would go out like more on each location. I'm gonna take my beauty blender, blend the concealer out. This is the Morphe Beauty Blender. These are the best beauty blenders you could ever buy. For like $7, it's insane. And then just make sure you're really careful the more you blend this out if you have this shape. And like to blend this out, I use a couple different things. I need to get a brush specifically for that, but I just haven't. So sometimes I'll use this end of my beauty blender, and sometimes I'll just use my foundation stick. If you do use your foundation, Riley, can you learn how to speak? I'll use my foundation brush. And if you do use your foundation brush, it's fine. Like, you can 100% do that. But you need to make sure that you clean it more often because it has way more product on it. I clean my brushes like once a week. A lot of times I don't like to contour like right, contour, I don't know, my friends always make fun of me for that word. I don't like to do it right there, but this is one of the only contours that I liked on there. And then for this part I often use this side, like my cheek, I often just use this side of my beauty blender to at least start it. And I just make sure I go up and not down. Whew, okay, that was kind of a long process. I feel like my arm's a little tired. And I'm going to take my Fiona Stiles, my translucent powder that I've had forever. Right along that. The other place I always bake is right here because it's like the only oily spot on my face. Oh, and my smile lines. Sometimes I have a feeling I won't be smiling very much today, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, and then I'm going to take the Pure Cosmetics, I think it's Pure Cosmetics. Their 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup powder, and this is in the light color. And I'm just going to set the rest of my face with it with my super old Sephora makeup brush. So we're going to take the Butter Bronzer, which is my, honestly, like my favorite bronzer ever. Actually, I got a new Smashbox palette, and there's bronzers in here, so let's see. Let's see if any of them will work. I'm gonna try it. So I don't even know what this is called. LA Lights palette, contour, blush, and highlight, and it's beautiful. And I got it for a killer deal. And I'm gonna take the bronzer in here, Rich Bronze. I've never used it before, so if it's not good, I'm just gonna go over it with my Butter Bronzer, which is my favorite bronzer ever, including all of the nicer bronzers I've tried. Oh, that's a lot of product. This is on my Morphe B78, which I always use. Okay, I'm not mad about it. It's like a little bit too rich for me, like the color is like kind of reddish. And I'm literally putting this on the places I put the Hoola stick. I'm gonna bake my contour just to make it a little bit sharper today because I'm feeling like a feisty bitch. I don't actually do this on like a daily basis. I do it every now and then, probably like once every 2 weeks with my makeup when I'm like really feeling feisty. I haven't even worn makeup in a week until today actually because I've been at my parents' all week. And like I brought it, but I just had a lot of shit going on. Okay, so I don't leave that on for super long, but while that stays on, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Like I said, I hate buying eyebrow products because my eyebrows are super hairy, and I just literally wax them and fill them in. Like, that's all I do, so it's like almost a waste of money. They don't look that much different. So I still have the broken one. One day, Riley, one day you will have your life together. And just clean this up. You guys can see, like, that's a much sharper line now, which I love. Hi, cheekbones. Now I'm going to go in and do my bottom, but I don't know why I'm in the mood to dance today, but hey girl. No, I'm going to go in and do my bottom lip lash line. I'm going to start with the Morphe E17 just because it's like the tinier brush, and I'm going to go in first with this color, like the pukey color right here, and line the entire thing. I'm going to go in, that's the only like color I'm going to do with that one. I'm going to go in with the Morphe E18. And I'm just going to switch right on over to this dark color right here, the fourth one in. Kind of go halfway. So a lot of like YouTubers, they use every single color that they did on their top, on their bottom. I legit don't have time for that. Like, I do not have time. Okay, now I'm going to go in with that same little E18, and I'm going to take like the red or bricker color just to add that red back in there, the tiniest bit. I'm like trying to think of where my brushes are. Okay. So I'm gonna, this is from Lancome. It's a Lancome 8 brush, and I love this brush for highlighting like the brow bone. It's amazing. And the Jaclyn Hill palette has the best highlighters ever. So my favorite one is the second one. So I'm gonna take this second one right here. I think it's just like amazing. I use it on my face almost every single day. I'll probably use it on my face today. This is what I feel like a lot of eyeshadow palettes are lacking, is the highlight, like the brow bone highlight. And then, where's my little, oh, so then I'm going to take the Lancome 16, which is what I use to highlight the corner of my eyes. I'm going to do that. Perfect. And then while I have this, I'm going to take it and highlight the tip of my nose. This is like literally the best nose highlight for my skin color ever. I always highlight my nose with my fingers because it's like the most precise way to do it. Or a fan brush, but I throw those away immediately as soon as I get them, because I like a way stronger highlight than that. The fuck? And right here. And then my face isn't feeling too dry today, but if it's feeling too dry, I also usually highlight up here because that's like where the light would hit you. But it's... What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Well, okay. Anyway, that was actually scarring for a minute, you guys. I'm gonna move on and do mascara, and I always like to do mascara before I finish my face because like my mascara, I love the Toofaced Better Than Sex. I've talked about it many times, but I feel like it takes a minute to dry. So I like to like do my eyes and then finish my face and then spray it, because if I do my mascara last and spray my face, it's like a crying like mess. So, you know. So I'm just gonna go in and apply some mascara, and I'll be right back. The mascara is done. The coffee is almost gone, which means I need to finish up. So I'm going to go back in with that Smashbox palette. This is literally my first time using it. Wow, bitch, can you open? Okay. And I really want to go into the rich coral because I was... Ooh, the True Pink Berry is really pretty too. I think the coral's like fall, I feel like. I'm going to go with the rich coral. Just the tiniest bit because I don't know how pigmented these are. It's like my first time ever using it, so we'll see. I swatched them all, and I don't have a coral blush, and I've like really wanted one for a while. Oh god. Yeah, that shit's pigmented. And then if it's like too much, like this one's a little bit too much for me, I just take whatever brush I used to apply my powder and I like dab it off a little. There you go. It's literally the teeniest, wow, you can't even tell. But I do have blush on. And then I am going to use a highlight in here, but I'm going to use two highlights because I have my Maybelline highlight that I have to show you guys how good it is because it's drugstore and it's amazing. But I want to try this too, so I'm going to try the, yeah, definitely going to try the highlight gold, which is this bottom one right here. There's also this highlight pink, but it's like really pinky. It's like almost a blush topper or something. I don't know. I wouldn't really put on my cheekbones, so try the highlight gold. Yeah, that's not the best thing in the world. I didn't buy this. Oh, I mean, it's good. Like, yeah, it's good. Sorry. Sorry, Smashbox. I really didn't buy this for the highlight, though. I bought it strictly for the blushes, so that way when I do makeup, I'll obviously sanitize it, but, like, I have so many more blushes to choose from now. Okay. So there's like a basic highlight, but I'm going to go with the Master Chrome by Maybelline because I have to show you guys how good this is. When I have tanner skin, like I've been kind of on and off tanning. When I go to the gym, I'll tan, like just so I don't get as white. But when I have tanner skin, this looks really good. It still looks fine with my light skin. It's just like a little bit better. You guys, this was $7, and it's probably the best $7 I've spent in my entire life. So everything's done except for lips, and I'm thinking I have two here. I have the Jouer Terra and the Maybelline Warm Me Up, and I think I'm going to go with the Maybelline Warm Me Up. This is a lipstick too. I never use lipsticks. I always use matte. I like that. Okay, you guys, so last but not least, I'm going to spray my face, and I officially have the Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray. I bought this for the first kit. Like, the first time I did someone's makeup, I needed this for my kit, so I'd have some type of setting spray for them. And now I use it every single day. So I'm going to spray the shit out of my face. Okay, and I'm ready to go. Here's the final look. I officially look like I love fall, even though I fucking hate it, and I'm gonna stay inside with my heater on until like June. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I swear I'm gonna start filming more someday. I love you all, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye!